Hi, Tracy from Nature's Heart. Today I want to talk about aromatherapy again, another video on safe essential oil use in aromatherapy. My last video I talked about ingestion and the dangers associated with ingestion and why it's not a good idea. Today I'd like to talk about dilution, and specifically dilution when we're talking about topical use, being when we put essential oils on our skin. We always want to dilute these essential oils. And we often talk about a carrier oil. So you may hear essential oils, carrier oils, and I just wanted to explain what the difference is between the two. Essential oils I've talked about before being plant extracts. They're extracted from the plant in very concentrated amounts. So last week I talked about lemon, for example, 1,000 lemons. It takes 1,000 lemons to make 2 cups of essential oil. So it's highly, highly concentrated. So essential oils, very concentrated, and in order to use them on our skin, we need to dilute them. And we dilute them in what we call a carrier oil. And a carrier oil is usually a vegetable-based oil. Sometimes they're ones that we use for cooking. There are also ones that are specifically, or more specifically, used for skincare. But in a pinch, a carrier oil can be the oil that you use when you're cooking. Or even your coconut oil, which is a little bit inconvenient because it's solid, so you need to melt that first. And of course it melts at body temperature, so even just putting a little bit in your hand to melt the solid coconut oil. The better way for me, and the ones that I like to use, are fractionated coconut oil. And fractionated, you can see it's liquid. So it just means that it's been further refined and the double bonds in it have been broken so that it's liquid at room temperature. Very convenient to use because it's already in a liquid form, and it has the added bonus for aromatherapists of being extremely stable. So when we use it in our blends, we know that it's going to be stable and last for a long time. Another favorite of mine is jojoba. And this particular one is golden. It does come in golden and clear depending on how much it's been refined. Jojoba is said to be the same chemical, very similar to the chemistry in our skin. So it mimics the natural oils in our skin. So some people call it the skin twin. So jojoba is also very, very stable. So for me, jojoba and fractionated coconut oil are my carrier oils of choice. But as I said, your regular cooking oil, I wouldn't use olive oil because it's really heavy and has a really distinctive smell. But in a pinch, any oil that you use for cooking can be used as a carrier. And the carrier is what you're going to use to put your essential oils into so that then it's safe to put it on your skin. So why do we talk about dilution? The reason why it's important to dilute these essential oils is because they're so concentrated. Remember, they are either extracted through cold expression or through solvent extraction, or they are steam distilled. So they're very, very concentrated. In addition to that, many oils contain chemicals that are irritating to the skin, so we can't put them on our skin directly. You may have heard that it's safe to put lavender on your skin, lavender essential oil on your skin undiluted. That used to be a widely held belief. Now we know better. Now we know that even the most gentle oils, even the chamomile, even the lavender, can cause skin irritation when they're undiluted. So this issue of dilution and sensitivity is the main reason why we talk about the need to dilute our essential oils when we want to put them on our skin. Some oils, as I said, contain some chemicals that are natural skin irritants, so we want to be really careful when we're using those. Even a gentle oil like a lavender or a geranium or a chamomile carries a risk of sensitization. So the risk of this sensitization and having a skin reaction, it increases with the concentration of the essential oil and with the number of times that you're exposed to it. So it's what we call dose dependent. So this risk of sensitization is reduced when you dilute the essential oil. There is a risk of having a reaction even if an oil is diluted. The risk is much, much less, much reduced when we dilute our essential oils. Robert Tisserand, who's one of our one of our industry experts on essential oil safety, he made a statement that the most common adverse reaction to essential oils is a skin reaction, and the most common cause is using undiluted essential oils. So this is something that's really easy to solve that problem. Dilute your essential oils, and you have a much safer way to use your essential oils on your skin, and you're much less likely to have any kind of adverse reaction. Of course, there is still a risk, and we need to be aware of that. There are oils that should not be used on the skin, and if you're not sure, talk to a professional aromatherapist. Remember, we have the training and we have the experience to help you choose essential oils that are going to be safe for you to use, and we're going to help you learn how to dilute them properly. So when we're talking about dilution ratios, we're going to dilute them in some sort of carrier. So here's my essential oil. I'm going to put it in. This is a little 10 milliliter bottle. So a one ounce, which is about 30 milliliters. I don't have a bottle here. 30 milliliters is 1 ounce. So in 1 ounce, or 30 milliliters of essential oils, the average dilution for a healthy adult is 2%. So that's about 10 drops in 30 milliliters. So 30 milliliters is 2 tablespoons. If you're working with a child or someone who is sensitive, so often we talk about seniors or people who have significant health issues, or even people who are sensitive to cosmetics and sensitive to scent, we want to use a lower dilution. So we want to go down to a 1% dilution. And that means in your 1 ounce bottle, you're going to have 5 or 6 drops of essential oil. So remember, 30 milliliters, it's not very much. It would be like 3 of these because this is 10 milliliters. So 30 milliliters, 1 ounce, a 1% dilution is 5 or 6 drops. And that's what we're going to use. And it's also a good way to start. If you're not sure how strong this oil is, if you're not sure how your skin's going to react, start with 1%. That's always a good starting point. You can always add additional essential oils to increase your concentration to, say, a 2% dilution. But 1% is always a good place to start. And when we're working with clients in our practice as professionals, we always consider the whole person. Remember, I talked before about aromatherapy being a holistic practice. So we're always looking at the whole person. So when I say someone who is frail or sensitive, I don't automatically see a senior come in to see me and assume that they are going to need a 1% dilution. There are some very outgoing, energetic, really, really healthy, strong, vibrant, vital seniors who could probably have a 2% dilution of an essential oil. And there are probably some unhealthy 30-year-olds who would need a 1%. So we don't go by age, except when we're dealing with children. So when we're working with children under 12, 1% dilution. And remember, that's 5 to 6 drops in your 30 milliliters, your 1 ounce of carrier oil. And remember, your carrier is your vegetable oil, your coconut oil, your jojoba oil, or your sunflower oil that you use when you're cooking. Okay, so any questions, please feel free to comment below if you have any questions. I'm always happy to answer questions, especially about essential oil safety. Thanks so much for watching, and remember to dilute your essential oils when you're using them on your skin. Bye for now.